Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. I am Dr. Farhat Ali and in this video we will learn that how we have to use line spacing according to APA 7th edition in our dissertation, thesis or research paper. Most of the time you have learned or you have listened from your seniors, from your supervisor that use double space line spacing in all of your thesis, dissertation or research paper if you are following APA 7th edition. But in this video, I will tell you there are some exceptions that you have to follow as per APA where there is no need to use double space during making or during writing your research paper, dissertation, or thesis. In this particular video, we are focusing on APA style paper writing. So these rules will be applied on the APA style paper writing, not for dissertation or thesis. In some cases, because most of the universities provide their own guidelines for writing the dissertation or thesis. So let's start. In general, we have to give double space for all parts of the APA style paper. Like you have to use double space in abstract text, block quotation, table and figures, title, notes, reference list, and you have to remove the extra space before or after paragraph. You can remove or add extra space by selecting these two paragraphs. Suppose this is our first paragraph and this is our second paragraph. So you can select these two and you can click on this option, line and paragraph spacing, and here you can see whether you have selected the double space, single space or 1.5 space between the lines. And if you want to see whether there is a space between paragraphs, you can see that whether there is an option of remove or add option here. If there is a space between the two paragraphs, if you click on this option, you will see it will ask you to remove the space between two paragraphs. Here currently you can add some space between two paragraphs. Like if you click on this option, you can add space after paragraph. If you click on this option, you can add space before paragraph. So there is no need to select any of these options right now. So let's start where we do not need to follow the double line space option. So first of all, title page. Insert a double space blank line between the title and the byline on the title page. For professional papers, also include at least one double space blank line above the author note. Student paper do not include author notes. So how we can make this happen? Like this is the professional title page, and here you can see here you have to mention the reading head, page number. This is the title, and what do you have to do? You have to give a double space between title and the byline. Byline means author names and their institutional affiliation, and you have to also give a blank space between the affiliations and author note. Rest you can use double space between all of these options, but you have to be careful that you have to give a blank space between title and byline. So insert a double space blank line between the title and the byline on the title page. Okay, what other things you have to do? If you are writing a student paper, then you can give the title, you can mention your name, you can create the same space between name and byline, title and byline, and rest you can mention your detail. You can mention the course name, instructor name, and due date if you are writing a student paper. And now this is the second thing where there is no need to use double space. And what's this? If you are making the table body cells may be single spaced, 1.5 spaced, or double spaced. depending on which is the most effective layout for the information. Double space the table number, title, and notes. So here is a sample. What this guideline is telling us that when you are writing something in the body of the table, there is no need to create a double space between these two numbers. Like this is 345 280 297 301. There is no need to use double space between these numbers. You can use single space, one and a half space, or double space. It all depend on the layout of the information. And you have to give the double space between table and title, and you have to give the double space between end of the table and the note information that you are providing. So what's other guidelines that APA provides us? This is the third number, figures. There is an exception of double space in figures as well. And this is the third point. Words within the image part of a figure may be single spaced, one and a half spaced, or double spaced, depending on which is the most effective layout for the information. Double space the figure number, title, and notes. Here is the sample. So here is a figure. You can provide the double space between the figure number and the title, and end of the figure and the note, but there is no need to provide the double space option here when you are writing the numbers or other details of your figures. Okay, so what's the fourth thing, that where is the exception provided for double space? That is footnotes. When inserting footnotes with the footnotes function of your word processing program, use the default font setting. Like you can use single space and slightly smaller font than the text. How you can insert the footnote in your word file? So I'm going to click on the reference, and here you can see insert footnote option. I'm going to click on this option here. As you can see, the one number is not have the same font or the same space as I have already using in this whole document. So you can usually use single spaced and a slightly smaller font than the text in the footnote. So this is the exception number 4. And what's the exception number 5? Displaced equations. If you are using equations, it is permissible to apply triple or quadruple spacing in special circumstances, such as before and after a displayed equation. If you are using equation in your dissertation, thesis, or research paper, then you can use triple or quadruple spacing in special circumstances, and these circumstances related to equations. So these are the 5 exceptions where there is no need to use the double space. In the rest of the cases, you can use double space. So if you are using footnotes, if you want to create the space between the table you are figures, you can apply these rules. These are the rules of APS 7th edition, and it will make your paper more better, and it will give the more clarity to the readers. So I hope you have liked this video. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel, share the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.